Welcome to another edition of My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you will be one of the first to be notified. This morning we want to look at the case involving Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald and the way in which his first wife was killed. It was brought up yesterday in court, and we have some information via the Loop website, and we just want to go through it and let you know how deadly Beachy Stout was and how possessive and controlling he was, that he couldn't let his wife leave alone without trying to take her life. And this story should open the eyes of some men, where not everything, sometimes you're with someone for 15, 20 years. That does not necessarily mean you will be with the person for the rest of your life. And there's a time you have to walk away, and there's a time when something is just not for you. It's just not for you. Well, Beachy Stout doesn't believe that. He felt that if it's not for him, it's for nobody else. And that's the reason why his first wife, Marlene McDonald, was killed. But listen up as we go through the situation. The Crown is alleging that Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald paid a corrupt police officer. I put in the word corrupt because clearly no law-abiding police officer is going to do what this police officer did. Anyway, he paid a police officer to orchestrate the killing of his first wife, Marlene, in 2009. Well, Beachy Stout was charged like on Monday, so maybe Beachy Stout felt that that was the end of the story, but you will see how dangerous and how evil this man was in trying to cover his act. In a sensational allegations read in court yesterday, the court outlined how MacDonald confessed to his nephew to paying the cop, a detective, Corporal Duncan, to carry out the illegal act. The Crown also outlined from the nephew's statement to the police how before the killing his uncle spoke about wanting to take his own life because he couldn't live with being separated with his wife. Now, why didn't he take his own life instead of trying to take someone else's life? All because of a relationship is ending? Oh, he's a sick man. He's evil. Beachy Stout. Anyway, Marlene McDonald, 50, was shot in her driveway after parking her car at her Boundbrook, Port Antonio, Portland home in May 2009. The 60-something-year-old accused was charged on Monday, February 1, with the killing, just months after he was charged with the murder of a second wife, Tony Hamilton McDonald, in July 2020. So this man, as you see a pattern developing, is that he has a tendency of taking out his lovers, and he has a possessive attitude that brings him to that point. McDonald appeared via Zoom in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston, where the case was mentioned for the first time since he was charged on Monday. And no doubt, based on how long this case ended, the first wife situation stopped. Maybe he thought that was the end of that story. But you see, one thing in life, when you consistently do something, at some point, especially wrong, at some point, it's going to catch up on you. And this is what happened to Everton Beachy Stout McDonald. McDonald's nephew, who the prosecution said met his demise after giving the statement in 2009, and based on allegations that we're hearing, is that he, Beachy Stout, after he found out that his nephew was given information, he arranged for his nephew to be killed. That's what I hear. That's what we hear. Can't confirm. And as I said, it is alleged. We understand it is alleged also that the police who carried out this act was also met his demise. Whether or not it was Beachy Stout who arranged that, we don't know. Maybe this case will bring it out, but we don't know. And as I said, it's just merely allegation, no proof, so we can't say it is so. But it is alleged that he orchestrated the death of his nephew and the policeman. Well, if he orchestrated the death of his nephew, you could see how cruel and gruesome this man is. Anyway, the nephew, whose name was not disclosed in court, said this led him to take his uncle to an Obeah, and the uncle told the Obeah that he was going to kill himself. So why didn't you just kill yourself, bro? Kill yourself and leave the woman alone. Oh my God. The nephew said he told McDonald that this wasn't necessary and he should give it time. The nephew was really playing the role of a counselor, a friend, because, you know, situations, it has happened. I don't know which man hasn't encountered a situation where he and his wife or his girlfriend or whoever it is on a treachery waters, and a friend will say, bro, give it some time. You know, she might still love you. She just need a little space. She just need something like that. So he was just playing the role of a counselor to Beachy Stout. According to the nephew, MacDonald told him at one point that he gave Marlene the house at Anchovy Housing Scheme and she was not satisfied and she dead. The nephew said his uncle told him that all he would get is 3 years behind bars if he killed Petal. I think Petal is Marlene. Well, this man clearly made up his mind because he's starting to view prison and he's starting to view killing her. The nephew said that on the day of the killing, Mrs. MacDonald gave him a bowl of soup to give his uncle. Now, you see why the nephew would tell him to give it time. Because if she's sending food to him still, clearly there must be some sort of feeling still left. It's not all dead and buried. And given it time, she might have looked into whatever decision she has made and decided she's going to talk it over. But clearly, Beachy Stout was not in the mood to talk over nothing. And Beachy Stout just felt like she was leaving him. And that's the end of it. He didn't want nobody else to get her. How possessive and how cruel and how gruesome this man is. Now, the nephew said on the day of the killing, Mrs. MacDonald gave him a bowl of soup to give his uncle. He said he went to his uncle's home where he saw Detective Duncan. He said he gave his uncle the soup and his uncle asked him, where is Miss MacDonald? The nephew said that when he was leaving the house, his uncle told him, you never see anybody up here and me alone. So clearly at this point, decisions made and whatever is going to do is about to transpire or has already transpired. The witness said that prior to this, he went to his uncle's house where he saw Detective Duncan standing in the doorway. He said the officer spoke to his uncle on seeing him, and his uncle told the detective, I'm a right-hand man, him good. The nephew said he entered the living room and saw two young men he'd never met before. The nephew said shortly after Marlene's killing, he received a phone call and went to his uncle's house where he saw him with weed killer gramazone and a length of rope. So maybe at that point he was contemplating taking his own life because guess what? The killing of his wife is haunting him. And we all know when you have conscience, sometimes it chips in and it plays a role. He said his uncle expressed regret over the killing of his wife. He said on another occasion, his uncle told him he wished he could take back his money from Duncan and get back his wife. Miss sorry me kill her, the nephew said MacDonald told him, to which he responded, I know you kill her. A gunman kill her. The court was told that MacDonald replied by saying he paid to have his wife killed because she was going to leave him and he didn't want her to be with anyone else. Possession. This is possessiveness, eh? He said that on the other occasion his uncle attempted to take his own life by carbon monoxide poisoning inside his vehicle. He said he revived his uncle who started crying. Me can't take this no more. Look where my life come to. He said. MacDonald lamented. The case will be mentioned on March 22 when a bail application will be made on his behalf. MacDonald is represented by Bert Samuels and Junior Matthew Hyatt. Now, we have seen, we have heard, and this is the situation. He was a possessive man who, no doubt, the lady got uncomfortable with his behavior. No doubt she got uncomfortable with his possessiveness. That is why she might have left the matrimonial home. Now, being the possessive guy that he is, he decided that if he can't get her, nobody else can. But how stupid he was, because as his nephew told him, take some time, because if this woman walked away from the relationship and she's still sending food to you, it simply means there's something left in the tank. All you have to do is to prove to this woman that you have changed and you plan to do differently. And there's a strong possibility she might have looked into what the decision that she had made and maybe reversed the decision. But no, he didn't want that. What he wanted was life. He wanted to take her life and he wanted to take his life too. But in the end, I know he's been charged with the murder of his second wife, Beachy Stout. Based on what I'm reading, based on what we're hearing, if everything stands up against him, Beachy Stout will be a dead man in prison. He will not come out back. He will be lost in there. And I hope all the evidence stands up against this man based on how cruel we have heard that he was. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your children, take care of a loved one, look out for a neighbor, and most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.